classic chocolate chip cookie is definitely my favorite cookie. Today on Jay's Will Kitchen, I'm going to show you my recipe to make this amazing little cookie. To put together this classic cookie, you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 eggs, 2 cups of chocolate chips. And of course you can add in your own nuts if you prefer. Something like a chopped pecan nut or walnut is usually really good in these, but of course I like them just the way they are. You're going to start off by preheating your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm using my mixer today. You can obviously do this by hand. It just takes a little bit more muscle work and it takes a little bit longer, but a mixer is definitely the way to go. I'm going to start off by popping our butter into that, followed by both of our sugars. So our white sugar and our brown sugar. And we're simply going to mix that until it is nice and smooth and slightly fluffy. Now, once your butter and your sugars are relatively smooth, and they're never going to get perfect, even if you're doing this by hand, it does take a long time to do that. But in the mixer, it just took about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's pretty smooth. And we're going to now add in our vanilla and mix it up for a little while, and then add in both of our eggs. And then mix that until it's nice and smooth. Now, once that mixture has become pretty smooth, we're going to take our flour, our salt, and our baking soda and mix those together in a small bowl. And we're going to mix those together fairly well, but it really doesn't have to be perfect. And with our mixer running, we're going to start adding that in just a little at a time until it becomes a nice smooth dough. And once that is done, we're going to simply take our bowl off of our mixer and just scrape down the sides of the bowl again so we can get all the dough together. And now we're going to add in our chocolate chips and give that a good stir using either a spatula or a wooden spoon. And like I said, you are going to end up with quite a sticky cookie dough. And now the fun part. Of course, you can do this by hand, and you can just use a dessert spoon or teaspoons if you want to do this, but it's very straightforward. I'm using a cookie scoop. That's going to give me, I'd say roughly a little bit more than a tablespoon of dough. And then we're going to put them on a cookie sheet 1 to 2 inches apart. And every time you finish one sheet, pop that into your 375 degree Fahrenheit oven for between 8 and 10 minutes until the edges are just starting to go brown. Leave it on your baking sheet for about a minute, then transfer to a wire rack to cool. And do that in batches until you've done all of your cookie dough. Now, the wonderful thing about this is that it didn't take very long, and I got just over 40 cookies out of one batch of this dough. I absolutely love the smell in the house. I can smell the vanilla, but I can also smell that chocolate. The cookies have cooled, but they're not like hard. They're still slightly soft and slightly gooey. I like that. And you can bake them for an extra minute or so, and they will get a little bit harder. Also depends on how much dough you're putting into each one. But let's give this a taste. There is a reason that this is my favorite cookie. I love chocolate, I always have. But the vanilla in the cookie really complements that and really brings that chocolatey flavor out. Every now and then I will throw in a mix of dark chocolate and white chocolate chips just to add variety, and you can really mess around with this recipe and throw in things that you really enjoy, or even use multicolored ones at Christmas. This is a great recipe, and if you tried it, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below how this turned out for you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and remember to turn on notifications so that you know when my next video drops. Remember too that you can follow me on all of my social media, and those links are below in the comment section as well. If you would like to try some of my other treats and cookie recipes, you can click on this playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy eating.